Hey everyone, welcome back to Enclower. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about new releases in the EV world, the 2026 Mazda EZ60 Max. This is Mazda's bold step further into the electric future, and with the EZ60 Max, they're not just dipping their toes in. They're going full throttle, literally and figuratively. So let's get straight into what makes this EV stand out, especially when it comes to performance, and then we'll take a quick look inside to see if the interior lives up to the hype. First things first, performance. The EZ60 Max isn't just a rebranded version of an existing electric platform. Mazda has clearly spent time tuning this vehicle for people who actually enjoy driving. Under the hood, or rather, under the floor, it packs a dual-motor all-wheel drive system that puts out around 460 horsepower and just under 500 pound-feet of torque. That's more than enough to make this crossover feel quick, even athletic. 0 to 60. You're looking at just under 4 seconds. That's faster than many performance sedans on the market today, and honestly, more than most people will ever need on the road. But speed is only part of the story. What's really impressive is how Mazda has managed to keep their driver-centric philosophy alive in an EV. The EZ60 Max has a low center of gravity, thanks to the battery placement, and the chassis is surprisingly well balanced. Steering feel is tight and responsive, especially for a crossover. You don't get that floaty, disconnected sensation that's common in many EVs. Instead, there's a sense of precision that almost feels analog, a word rarely used for electric cars. Ride comfort is another area where the EZ60 Max shines. The adaptive suspension soaks up bumps without isolating you completely from the road. There's a dynamic drive mode that stiffens things up for when you want to push it, and a comfort mode that smooths everything out for daily driving. It's the kind of dual personality that makes this EV appealing to both enthusiasts and commuters. Braking is regenerative, of course, but Mazda's done a great job blending it with traditional friction braking. It doesn't feel grabby or unnatural, and you can adjust the region levels on the fly. The transitions are smooth, and you almost forget you're in an EV sometimes. That's a good thing. Range-wise, Mazda claims just over 320 miles on a full charge, and in real-world testing, it comes close, especially in mixed driving. Fast charging tops out at 250 kilowatts, which means 10 to 80% in around 20 minutes if you're at a capable station. Not class-leading, but definitely competitive. Now let's talk about the interior, because it's another area where Mazda has clearly paid attention. The cabin design is minimal but premium. No massive floating screens dominating the dashboard here. Instead, you get a tasteful blend of digital and tactile. The main display is a 12.5-inch center screen that's responsive and clean, but you also get physical knobs for climate and audio, which feels like a thoughtful touch in a sea of over-digitized interiors. Materials feel upscale. There's a lot of soft touch surfaces, some genuine metal trim, and the seats, especially the front ones, are incredibly supportive without being stiff. Mazda's using a new sustainable microfiber material that feels like suede, and it adds just the right amount of warmth to the cabin. Space-wise, the EZ60 Max doesn't disappoint. Rear seat legroom is generous, and the flat floor helps make it more comfortable for 3 passengers in the back. The panoramic roof adds a sense of openness, and cargo space is more than enough for weekend trips or a full grocery haul. It's practical without being boring. So, is the 2026 Mazda EZ60 Max a game changer? Maybe. But one thing's clear, this is not just another EV. It's a real driver's car that just happens to be electric. Mazda's managed to blend performance, refinement, and everyday usability into a package that feels genuinely exciting. If this is the direction Mazda is heading, the future's looking pretty bright. Thanks for watching Enclower. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts about the EZ60 Max in the comments. Catch you in the next one.